Today I'll be using a big brush, a medium brush, a small brush, and a palette knife. And for my paints, I have black and white, and then I'll also be using a light blue, a dark blue, a pink, and a bright yellow. So I'm going to start with my big paintbrush, and I'm going to mix a light yellow and about a third of the way up on the canvas I'll make a line going across. And I'm just going to paint a few inches up from that line. And then I'm going to take some more white on my brush and go on the top of that yellow. So now I have a darker yellow transitioning to a lighter yellow. And then I'm going to mix white and pink together. And I'll go in and place that above my lightest yellow. I'm just going to take my brush and go back and forth on the canvas until everything's blended. Okay, rinsing off my big brush and taking white paint, I'll go just above where we painted. Next I'm going to take my dark blue and a little bit of light blue and mix it together. And I'll go on top of the white we just put in. And then I'm going to take my dark blue and a little bit of black, mix it together, and then start from the top of the canvas and blend down. Now that I have my colors placed in, I'm going to do that whole process one more time and get more paint layered on my canvas. So next I'll clean off my big paintbrush and mix a light gray. So I'm going to take some yellow and a little tiny bit of black, and I'm going to put a little bit of my dark blue in there too. And with that I'm going to paint the bottom of my canvas. I'm going to add a little bit of black to that mixture, make a darker gray, and put that on the sides here. And then blend it in. Okay, so I just let the painting dry for a few minutes. I wanted the background to be dry before we move on to our next part. So I'm going to use my small paintbrush and black paint. And we can start placing in where we want the pine trees to be. So I'm going to do them bigger on the sides of the canvas and smaller as they go back into the distance. So I'm just going to start with the trunks. So just some black lines to place in where I want the trunks to be. Okay, and then continuing with my black paint, I'm going to start putting in the branches. So they're always going to be smaller at the top and a little bit bigger as you go down. So I'm just doing short strokes with my small paintbrush. And as I get closer to the bottom of the tree trunk, I'll go a little bit wider with my paint strokes. For the back, I'm not worrying about getting individual trees placed in. It's okay if your trees start to blend together. We're going to be adding layers on top of this. So I'm going to mix a dark gray, and I'm going to make some shadows under the trees. So I'm just doing choppy paint strokes with my brush. And I want to leave out this middle section here, so it looks more like a little pathway at the end. And then making that gray a little bit lighter, I'm going to go in the middle here. Okay, so continuing with my medium brush, and this lighter gray, I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it. And I want to start making the bottoms of the trees a little bit more dense. Make it a little darker. And starting in the back, I'm just going to dab my brush. I'm going up and down this time. And I want to fill in all of this yellow that's coming through. And I'll work my way up to the sides of the canvas too. I'm gonna add a little bit more blue to that mixture. And go on top. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some more white to that mixture and some of this lighter blue. And I go into the middle of the trees. And then I'm going to add some white to this mixture and go onto the tops of the trees. I'm going to take this mixture and put it along the bottom of the canvas too. Okay, so next I'm going to take my white and my light blue and mix it together. And I'm going to start bringing out this path a little bit more. So I'm going to take my paintbrush and go back and forth in the middle bottom of the canvas. So I have more in the middle, and then as I get out to the sides, I'll just do a few paint strokes to blend the colors together. Okay, and I'm going to rinse my medium brush out and switch to my small brush. I'm going to use the same color and start bringing out some highlights in the trees. So I want most of my highlights to be in the top half of the tree, but I am going to put some in the bottom half as well. So next I'm going to take my palette knife and just on the very tip of it, I'm going to get some white paint and put it onto the trees. You can do this with your brush if you'd like, but I like that the palette knife kind of does its own thing. I'm going to put a lot more white on these two trees rather than the ones in the background, so these look like they're closer. And continuing with the white paint on my palette knife, I'm going to go into our little pathway here. I want most of my white to be in the center down here, but I'm gonna just put it on the sides a little bit too. Okay, and then I'm gonna clean off my palette knife and move to my small brush again. So with my small brush, I'm going to go back to my light yellow, similar to the color I have in the sky here. And I'm going to put that yellow on the path here just a little bit so it looks like it's reflecting the sunset in the background. I'm going to alternate between the light yellow and the pink that we made in the sky and put it throughout our path. I'm going to take those colors and put it in our trees. last thing I'm gonna do is put some stars in the sky. So you can either take your small brush or the back of your small brush and put in some dots. So I'm gonna use the back of my small brush, dip into my white paint, and just pick a few spots to put these in. I'm gonna have most of them towards the top where it's darker and then just have a few down here. Alright guys, that is everything for today's tutorial. If you followed along with me and made a painting of your own, I would love to see it. You can find me on Instagram at Between Pines, and if you tag me in the photo, I would love to see what you came up with. Thanks so much for watching.